Okay, it is 24th of December 2017. Really didn't expect to be living this long, so it's quite nice to be recording this message for you. Just some updates and news really. I found out about almost 2 months ago, I think now, that my chemotherapy had stopped working. Usually when your chemotherapy stops working and you've got terminal cancer, you're going to die quite soon after that, from what I understand. In my case, however, partly because I'm in Japan and there's lots of options available, I was told that instead of changing to another similar chemotherapy, I could change the molecular targeted therapy I have. So molecular targeted therapy is kind of different from chemotherapy because it doesn't target rapidly dividing cells like chemotherapy does. Instead, it targets specific molecules on cancer cells. So I've changed to a molecular targeted therapy called Erbitux. It targets epidermal growth factor receptor, which is I think a protein on cells that are associated with skin growth, and for colon cancer, for people with the type of genes that I have, colon cancer cells overexpress this protein, so they're targeted by this medicine, which is a great thing. Unfortunately, it has this terrible side effect, particularly in my case, this incredibly painful skin rash you can see. So I managed to have the medicine twice. Meant to have it every week, had it twice, and then my oncologist said the side effects are just too bad, you need a break. So I've had a break for I think a month now. So even though this skin rash looks really bad, it's actually much better than it was sort of 3 weeks ago when it was at a peak. I'm going to try and have it tomorrow with an 80% dose, so reduce the dose by 20% and see if it's kind of more manageable. I'm desperate to get a kind of a regular schedule with a reasonable dose of this medicine because the blood test showed that my cancer is very responsive to it, which means I get to live longer, but also if I can get a regular dose of this medicine, get it working with a manageable skin rash, then I could be a candidate again for proton beam therapy. I was kind of approved for proton beam therapy just before the chemotherapy stopped working. So I need to get back on track and have the proton beam therapy, which would be curative intent. So actually trying to cure the cancer. That's kind of a combination of proton beam therapy followed by intensive immunotherapy. So that's it really. Feeling okay at the moment. Hopefully have the medicine tomorrow and then have it sort of weekly from then on and continue with my normal chemotherapy every 2 weeks, and have immunotherapy whenever I can afford it. Just some other small bits of news. I spoke to a really nice journalist at the Daily Mail newspaper. She writes for the Mail Online, which is their website, which is, I believe, the most visited English language news website on earth. So like 15 million visitors a day. And she wrote a really nice article about me and my terminal cancer, which is published on the Mail Online. So I'll put the link at the bottom of this video on YouTube. I'll be in hospital all day tomorrow for Christmas, which is fine. Really, I'll just be very happy if I can have that medicine maybe my oncologist looks at the skin rash and says it's still too bad, but I'm hoping that, yeah, I'll be able to have this medicine tomorrow, Erbitux, at an 80% dose, and yeah, get a stable regime of that medicine. And if it continues to work well, then do the assessment again for proton beam therapy, which means a PET scan, MRI scan, yep, a whole bunch of testing and stuff. So that's it. Thank you so much for your support. As I said at the beginning, it's kind of didn't expect to live this long, so very, very happy to be alive. And yeah, hopefully I will live a bit longer and yeah, maybe even have a chance of getting rid of this cancer completely if I can get the proton beam therapy, which would be amazing. So thanks a lot for listening. As always, my cancer fundraising page is at www.matthewdons.org. That's MATTHEWDONS.org. Thanks a lot.